Hey guys, Mus1cMan here back with another Identity V video. In this video I'm going to be reviewing some gameplay that some of my viewers sent me. So yeah, let's take a look. Alright, so for these first couple of videos, I'm going to be reviewing the gameplay from that Wondrous sent me. Wondrous is a relatively new YouTuber. We were like chatting on Discord and we were like, hey, we think it would be really cool if we like reviewed each other's gameplay on the channel. So he's going to be reviewing some of mine sometime in the future. I'm reviewing his right now. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below, so go ahead and check him out, send him some love, all that jazz. I should probably pay attention to some of the video now, shouldn't I? Get to reviewing. Alright, so you can see we've got this doctor here. This doctor really should be taking this time to transition, especially since you almost got lost there. She kept going. She might lose you. But you ended up getting a really nice first down. You didn't even have to use your skills there at all, which was pretty nice. But now what you should do is you should just plop down the tree right and start camping. And if there's nobody around, what I would be doing is I'd be going around collecting twigs, since you want to make sure that your tree supply doesn't run short there. And we see that we've got wanted order in the coordinator, looks like. So at that point, what you can do is you can get way up into the coordinator. And what I would have done is I would have tried to get first hit on the coordinator. And then what I would have done was try to get fireball. That's what I would have done. But then again, I also would have been using a different build. I would recommend running Berserker with Axe Boy so that you're able to do things like that. It looks like we lost the dock though, which was kind of unfortunate because the dock got broken. But you ended up, the coordinator ended up losing the dock. So, I mean, this puts you at a little bit of a disadvantage because the doctor can self-heal so fast. And it's just going to sort of reset that progress you just got, especially because I believe the coordinator is the one that has the buff that makes her last longer in chair, which is a pain, obviously. Why is the doctor coming for the save? The doctor should not be the one coming for the save here because she's already been chaired. And you already got the down, so that's really nice. Yep, see, collect those twigs. Now, just something to make a note of when you're in your chase, just make sure that you use your restful road at times, just whenever survivors need a transition. And I'll try to point out some of those areas for you as we go through where restful road might be really useful. Now what you should be doing is here, there's no way you were going to be able to double hit that mind's eye in time. Nice blink, but you accidentally, the prisoner did a body block, so that was a good body block. It was really important because I believe the prisoner was so now, I mean, yeah, you can just keep targeting the coordinator there, but obviously they're going to try to meet up and heal up just so that they can reset this progress. Especially with 3 ciphers remaining, what they need to do is they really just need to gather up and heal. Being that the coordinator is basically a goner at this point. Yep. Nice snipe with the fireball. And you can go ahead and take the coordinator to the chair. Now, yep, see, they're doing exactly what I said they would. They're gathering up to heal. I would not recommend having a survivor decode right next to the healing now. Because that would have let you know where the survivors were at right before. That would let you know where the survivors are at, because all you'd have to do is look for where the cipher wiggling is at. Now would probably be a good time to place down one of the trees. Yep, nice job there. And that would have just made it so that once they leave that radius, they're going to have a fireball surrounding them, which is really good for you because it gives you a chance to slow. Nice job, didn't miss the opportunity at all. You got the mind's eye right there. Now she's one more hit and she's gone. What is this kiting route? Oh my goodness. Well, nice down. the thing about Mind's Eye is that she probably should have been able to move in that area better because she can see through the walls, she can see exactly where you're at. Nice stun by the prisoner. Those little stuns can sometimes be a little annoying. But you did a nice job dealing with that. Nice snipe there. I didn't even see that one coming. Nice job. Mind's Eye's on chair. And the thing that's a pain about this team comp is if you don't target the Mind's Eye or prisoner first, you're gonna get Cypher rushed. So we can see that's already happened. We got one Cypher remaining. And you can see there's a purple fireball around, so there's someone's close. Ends up being the doctor. You almost scuffed that rescue again. Alright, well at this point I probably would have chased after the Mind's Eye and stopped and summoned the healer. Oh wait, she's dead on chair, never mind it. I thought she wasn't dead on chair, but okay, you can see the footprints. There we go. There's where the Mind's Eye's at. If I was the Mind's Eye here, I probably would have tried sneaking around trying to lose you instead of... Because I know that you'd be able to see where the footsteps are. But at this point, unless the prisoner has a Cypher almost prime, you've got this win in the bag at this point. There's not a whole lot. What I like to do if it gets to this point is I like to make them waste as many pallets as possible just so that they've got nothing to work with after the final Cypher pop. But then again, that speed boost also does a lot here. This God pallet here is probably the most important pallet of the entire game. We can see the Mind's Eye is about to take that hit like a champ because the Cypher's prime. If I were her, I would go to an area where she would have been able to work with more stuff, because right now she's in the middle of nowhere. That was kind of late Cypher pop, but I mean, don't give him too hard a time about it. The Mind's Eye is going to be making her way to the window, get that window boost. And she's going to make her way to back broken, maybe transition into church. The thing that really hurts Mind's Eyes is that vaulting move up there. It just makes it so that you can't get as much space between you and the hunter because it takes so much time to vault there. So we can see this Mind's Eye trying to make her way to dungeon, maybe? And you can see down the Mind's Eye there. Now what I would do is I would be placing the Mind's Eye on the chair right now. I would not be risking it for this prisoner right here, because we saw the dungeon was right there. And if that prisoner gets out, the Mind's Eye is going to get through the dungeon. Are you able to pull this shot? Why was the Mind's Eye not following the dungeon? Okay, so that was the one mistake that I would have particularly corrected. If you have the opportunity to get the 3-man, take it. Don't risk it for that prisoner. It's not worth it. If that Mind's Eye had been crawling the whole time, she undoubtedly would have been able to make it to dungeon there, and that would have been a draw, what could have been a secured win. Anyways, let's get on to the second match, which is on Moonlit. Moonlit is, by what I hear, I'm not an Axe Boy main, but I hear Moonlit is kind of tough for some hunters to work with. Why is this? Okay. So, other survivors, when they see the fear radius going off, they're going to start transitioning right away. Nice snipe with a fireball. Jeez, that was a very, very quick down. Alright, so you can go ahead and take this dock to the chair. Now at this point, I kind of expect the survivors to not rescue in my tier. If you kite that long, then what they're going to do is they're going to focus on Cypher Rush so that even with the fast down, it's a draw, because by the time the chair is over, 3 Cyphers have popped. You chase one more survivor, say 45 seconds, you're going to be getting pretty close to that Cypher where they can just go for the tide turner, they can pop the final Cypher, get the speed boost, and chase the final survivor. But by the time you do that, other 2 are at the gate. It's just a matter of time and numbers. That means that that's basically a guaranteed draw if you take that strategy. Where the only way that doesn't work out is if the hunter doesn't take that strategy. That was kind of a risky fireball there, but you got a hit on the dock, so I was kind of surprised they did go for the rescue there. I kind of thought it wasn't going to happen with that kite, but the dock ends up getting rescued, has the tide turner, so and just make your waster pallets so that you can go ahead and break them so they've got less to work with. You can go ahead and take this dock to the chair, and it looks like there's down another survivor cipher. There's someone on bridge. I probably would have looked out to see if there was someone on bridge because it looks like there was. And this is just the Merc here. You don't want to chase the Merc. I would leave right now. Oh wait, no. Nobody was on the bridge at that point, but it doesn't look like that. You're going to use your restful road. So you're doing it. You're using the restful road mostly when you need to find another survivor, but once again, I would just say experiment at least a little bit with using it during the chase. See, you're going into an area where, I mean, your tinnitus isn't going off, so you didn't even need to check the second story, but you're going to an area where there's not a whole lot of ciphers. If nobody was at that cipher in 2-story, then nobody's in the vicinity. Nice job getting the hit on the acrobat there. So what I would do right here is, you can try sniping him with a fireball. Okay, what I would do is I just rush him down the slide. You can see he's already wasting a lot of time right here, and he's not even doing anything. He's just standing on the slide, running in one direction. That was a beautiful acrobat ball there. So you can go ahead and maybe get a snipe here. I'm not sure. Okay. So this acrobat obviously is not conserving his items at all, which means that he's only going to have less to work with later. Which I mean works, but I mean like ones like that he didn't really need to use at all. He could have saved it for later when he needed it more. When you're acrobat on Moonlit, you either want to save them for like your jump spots that you already memorized, or you want to save them for when you're in a real pickle like that. You probably could have like jumped over that pallet there with one of those right there and possibly gotten out of that scenario, but he was focused on your main body, so he didn't really see the fireball behind him, which was fine. He did a pretty decent kite on you. But you could see where if they play their cards right, this is a draw. All this Merc needs to do is pull a successful rescue, and they need to get that cipher pop. It looks like the Echo was about to go for a jump spot, and the pop was... Okay, so here's what happened there. So what happened was you hit the survivor, but the fireball effect cancels hit recovery. So that's what happened there. Either way, if this was high tier rank, I would be taking the draw right now because I wouldn't want to risk like the Merc coming back and going for a loss. I mean, it looks like it works out for you here. You can see that's working out for you right now. But what I would do is I would not be risking it. I would have gone for the draw. But I mean, sometimes it does work out. Sometimes the survivor goes for the rescue and then they end up gates already open. And then sometimes I've had lots of times where I tried to get that risky down and it ended up ending badly for me. It's just a risky move. So, I mean, whatever you want to do there, I mean, it's fine. You're going to use your acceleration effect. So this is probably where I would have recommended using that restful road more often. Just so that you're able to get that down faster, catch up to the survivor, like right here. ended up losing the Merc for a moment. What I would do is I would have used that restful road there so I'd be able to catch up. And that's what makes Axeboy particularly strong against transitional kiting, is that he's got such good speed there. But this Merc almost kited you throughout all of detention, so I mean, you gotta really land this fireball or get a hit in the next few seconds, or else he's gonna be able to walk right out that gate and pull this into a draw. Yeah, so you've got teleport, right? I think you have teleport. Yeah, you should go right to the gate there. If you didn't bring trump card there, that undoubtedly would have been a draw. But because you had trump card and you switched to teleport, I think that ended up being pulled into a win because you were able to get that down in the Mercenary. But that's, you can see where Mercenary can really waste a lot of time with his elbow pads. He ended up kiting throughout all of the tension. But overall, you had a really strong early game, which ended up pulling this into a win for you. So now we're gonna go ahead and take a look at some barmaid gameplay. So barmaid can actually be a pretty decent kiter if you're able to use her right. Barmaid also has really nice assistance whenever there's a mercenary in the game, because it takes longer for the mercenary to heal. So yeah, let's see what happens here. It looks like the hunter's a ripper and you're at working carousel, and this ripper's coming right at you. So right when you see him out in the radius, what you need to do is you need to leave right away. I would have vaulted that window and went straight to working carousel, because this area right here, a ripper that's good with his foggies is going to be able to hit you in this area. You can see he missed his foggy there, but that should have been an easy foggy that a good ripper wouldn't miss. So you can see he has his foggy again. That was a nice foggy boy, but you can see if he can work around his pallets. I would not have risked taking a drink there, because there's a good chance that ripper was going to be able to catch you there. If he would have charge attacked there right before the pallet, he would have hit you, and then that drink would have been a complete waste. And you can see either way it was a waste, because the ripper got his foggy there and you ended up getting down there. So you would have been better off conserving the drink either for a later kite or saving it for an injured teammate. Obviously you wouldn't need to use it on dock, but probably either the coordinator or prisoner, if either of them get injured, you can just give them a drink and they'll be able to heal. Why is prisoner the one going for the rescue? What is that? And he doesn't even have tide turner, oh my goodness. Well, either way, there are 3 ciphers that are popped. The coordinator needs to be that first rescue there, because the coordinator is a guaranteed first rescue. We'll see if the coordinator, why are they insta-rescuing? They need to wait right before, they need to wait like right before the chair is done or something, because they need to stall more time for their decoders here. This area is a good area. I would keep looping around this because the hunter is blind around the corners there. Is this ripper carrying peepers? I'm not really sure. I mean, I would assume so, since most rippers either carry teleport if they don't choose to run trump card, or peepers at this point. I mean, at this point I prefer teleport on larger maps and then peeper on smaller maps. What's this ripper doing here? What this ripper should be doing is, oh, that was a close foggy actually, but I don't think it was going to be able to make it through that pallet. Now at this point he's got to wait for all of his cooldowns. So So I would have stayed close to this area before. You almost ended up risking a hit there by trying to make your way to working carousel to a different area. And especially against a max presence Ripper, transitioning is going to be the most difficult thing you can do. So the thing about Ripper is these walls that you're running by right now, Ripper can Foggy Blade through, but some of the, I guess, thicker walls, like where that pallet was just broken at, those Foggy Blades won't be able to go right through it. So, what was that cipher pop? Oh my goodness. That was honestly a pretty bad cipher pop. I don't know what this Ripper is necessarily doing. I think he's leaving you there, but you had nice kites, not gonna lie, nice kites. Just sometimes keep an eye out for like when you're using your drink and keeping an eye. If the looks like the hunter is pretty close to getting a second hit on you, you want to save your drink for later. So looks like it's probably going to be a 3-man. Is this going to be a draw? Oh my goodness, this Ripper just pulled a draw. So the prisoner is going to get shared. We'll see what happens. So the prisoner got chaired, the coordinator got downed. It looks like the exit gate wasn't quite open yet when he ended up coming over there. But are you gonna wait till after detention is out and go for the rescue? If this is ranked, go out right away. If you got a draw, take the draw, because chances are more than likely going for a rescue after detention, unless you have Tide Turner, which I wouldn't expect a barmaid to have Tide Turner, but if you did happen to have Tide Turner, what I would do is I would go for that rescue after detention, but if you don't have Tide Turner, just leave. It'd still even be cutting it close, even if you did have Tide Turner, because it looks like the Ripper's going a decent ways away from any of the gates. But either way, looks like, is the Ripper leaving the chair? This Ripper should be face camping right now. He just pulled a draw. You don't even have Tide Turner. Yeah, I definitely would have escaped there instead of risking it for that rescue. Looks like the Ripper's not even really coming back. What is the coordinator doing? Why is she just standing there? What happened to that Foggy Blade there? I have no idea. Nice pallet stun, man. That was pretty nice, not gonna lie. But what you really need to be doing is you need to be making it towards literally any gate. You already ate up most of these pallets earlier, so there's not a whole lot that you need to do. And actually at that point, what you could have done was you could have run to a different... You could have run to the gate that was right over there off of the speed boost from the vaulting and the... off of the vaulting and the boost from getting hit by the Foggy. Looks like the tension's out, so you're able to get to the gate with relative ease. What you should have done was you should have drank your speed drink at some point there, so that you would have been able to evade some of those Foggies there. You really got away with that vault, didn't you? Are you gonna take the... Carousel's not here. Okay. At this point, the Ripper needs to go up there and chase. He could have avoided all of this if he face camped that chair. That chair is what allowed him to almost get the recovery there. What is this Ripper doing? You're not able... You're not going to hit that Foggy, I'm telling you. What's happening here? So, I think you were really lucky that the Ripper left at the end to try to go for the win, but if this was ranked, it was still a very, very risky move, what you did there. Going for that rescue. You're not gonna hit that Foggy Blade, I'm telling you, Ripper. It's not gonna happen. What he needs to do is he needs to go up there. And this dot can actually take a body block for you, which is nice if possible. Nice, you ended up getting healed. And this actually ended up being a win. Oh my goodness. Nice job there. Very beautiful job. So now we're going to take a look at some Bloody Queen gameplay. This is a hunter from my clan. So very, very strong hunter. Very strong sculptor. Strong geisha. And we see you end up coming across the grave people first, which is not gonna lie, it's kind of annoying because you can take so many hits. Nice hit on the first. What you can do is you can go ahead and take. What I would have done was I would have mirrored there before he was gonna fall. And one thing that you might want to take a look at more is instead of start placing the mirror right so that your image was going to appear right on top of the survivor, because you can see the mirror image was in front of the survivor for a while. So what you're really going to do is you want to place your mirror so that it spawns, your image spawns on top of the survivor, so you got as many opportunities to swing as you can. The only exception to this is when you're max presence, which allow you to greatly increase your accuracy with the mirror. So oh, Seer Owl. Okay. Yeah, there's not much you can do about that. I want to make sure I don't go straight here. You can see that we've got his footsteps there, so... We've got so many hits on the way of it, I probably still would have ended up chasing it. You were lucky that this enchantress wasn't able to kite you. So, but just for future reference, if you're able to get the survivor injured, even if it's just like the grave keeper, I still would have gone for that den, especially because Seer used his owl, used both his shovels. You already invested enough time into that chase, and you can see he's healing right up, so that's kind of undoing that progress there. What I do is, looks like you're carrying Berserker. I wouldn't generally recommend using my mirror on the chair like that, but you can see it worked out for you. I guess that could be a chance to avoid getting hits on chairs, but I like to have that mirror ready with me after the rescue. Don't lose the enchantress, you need to keep your chair progress going. Okay, you're switching targets a lot, which I guess in theory could work. However, you're going to be more successful if you go for one down before detention. And that's why Bloody Queen's a tie, because the way the best way to play it is kind of in a draw type of way, where you try to get one down before detention goes off, and it's all about getting the quick down there. Oh, you actually found the enchantress there. That was pretty lucky. But you needed to. You need to keep your chair progress going if you want to have a chance at a draw. Because if you switch targets too many times, it's going to be really tough to pull anything there, because what they'll do is they'll make it so that... Nice point there. Nice job. Stuffing the mercenary now, that's not a super easy thing to do. So what you can do is you can actually pick up that survivor and just keep dishing out some damage. Enchantress is there. The Enchantress probably should have stunned there. And now at this point, I would be taking this merc to be fair. But make sure you don't lose the Enchantress, because the Enchantress is dead on chair. Keeping track of the Enchantress is #1 priority right now. But it looks like the Enchantress is already long gone, but if you would have been chasing her, you would have had that one survivor eliminated. That was fucking. There are three ciphers remaining. So So ultimately, it doesn't look like it's going to do too much for you. The hitbox isn't that big. Bloody Queen has a pretty considerable sized hitbox, but it's not humongous like Wu-Chang or Feast. So it's also knowing your hitboxes. I mean, not super necessary, but it's still pretty convenient to know how large that hitbox is going to be and how much wiggle room you're going to have there. It was just probably your hitbox was probably about, in reality, about 3/4 of the size of that swing that you were trying to go for there. It looks like they're healing up there, but is this dark? Okay, so you also want to camp the chair here. So at this point, if you're carrying a berserker setup, what you need to do is you need to save that mirror too, because what you do is if you would have had a mirror there, you could have mirrored back to the chair and stuffed that rescue. You see you're going for the seer, but don't lose the great people. Okay. So I think this is just kind of a generally, I notice it's kind of a reoccurring theme that I just keep bringing up, but I mean, you're doing a great job double hitting the rescuers and doing all that, but what you really want is to make sure that you don't end up losing the actual survivor that's on the chair, because keeping track of those survivors is #1 priority, so that you're able to get that one elimination. You can see we've got 2 ciphers remaining. Is that blink there? I probably wouldn't use my blink there. I would have conserved it for when I needed it the next fight. That was also a relatively questionable mirror, but you've been pretty accurate with your mirrors until this point, so I won't give you a hard time about it. But there's 2 ciphers remaining, and undoubtedly there's got to be progress on these ciphers because you've been at 2 ciphers remaining for a while. But if you ended up getting 1 survivor eliminated, not only would that have helped with progress of getting hopefully at least 3 survivors eliminated, but it also would have made Cypher Rush a lot slower. But a nice mirror hit, you ended up downing the seer. I'm not sure. Oh, I ended up getting a notification there, so I'm just going to blur that out. So we can see we're taking the seer down to the chair at this point. The seer is eliminated, so what you can do is looks like there's another survivor in this area. What you need to do now is 1 cipher remaining. You need to keep track of where that final cipher is at, and that would take #1 priority over any chase. Is just making sure that you get that map pressure, that cipher pressure with the last cipher there. And we can see you're leaving for those ciphers right now. Good job. Looks like the Gravekeeper is right here, all healed up. So you can go ahead and target him for a little while, but you also want to keep track of that cipher at Tombstone. Now, when it comes down to the last cipher there, I don't like using my mirrors right before the final cipher pop, because if that ends up being on cooldown, it can actually end up being a bit of a pain, because then you have to wait for that cooldown to reset. And if you use Tropar for teleport, just having a lot of things on cooldown, not being able to do anything can be tough. But we can see that if the survivors do this correctly with the top and everything, then this should be a draw. The cipher pop happens, and at this point, what I would be doing here is I would be pulling for a draw. Just because it's hard enough to get a draw in ranked matches, and a lot of survivors, what they'll do is they'll wait to see if you teleport. Just I don't remember. You ended up killing a lot of different survivors there and then just leaving them and targeting other survivors. We'll see if he's done it yet. And we can see he's not, so... oh, nice. You ended up getting right on the top of the enchanters here. So, nice hit on the enchantress. Nice hit. We can see that they ended up pulling that rescue there. But what you need to do is you need to end up getting a chair that's kind of over in this area. And they need to decode this exit gate as quickly as possible. Looks like one of the survivors might be coming up with a syringe. Either way, the Gravekeeper's at the exit gate. What I would do is I would mirror rotate here. Let's see, where are you going? Okay, I think your tinnitus actually ended up going off there, so I probably wouldn't have left that gate unattended for. But we can see the mercenaries at this gate here. So this is going to be close. The gate's going to open. Can you get this hit? Nice hit on the mercenaries. So this actually ended up being pulled into a win, but if you would have kept sticking after that one survivor there, like when the enchantress was dead in chair, you ended up getting a hit on the enchantress. If you would have followed the enchantress, that would have sped up your progress and would have made the cipher rush at the end a lot less. So just a couple things to keep in mind. So yeah, I hope this helps. And thanks for sending in the gameplay, Rika. Yep. Gravekeeper's just gonna escape there. This is a 3-man. Nice job. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that video. If you want your gameplay reviewed in a future video, instructions are in the description below on how to do that. And I'll see you next time. See ya.